on BSG Annual 2022. Next runner is already set up. Etienne with Omensight. Take it away.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Omensight. Hello, Satanic Nerd.
Good morning, Etienne. We're right here, back at Omensight, the game that got me to BSG. I'm very stoked to see you play this.
We'll definitely go through these games flawlessly, I guess. We select the True Detective difficulty. This is the less difficulty that we need. The timer doesn't start yet. We just have to go through this big cutscenes. So I will just introduce these games a little bit. So yeah, will be the witch will introduce all of the lore of this game. So basically, what is Omensight? Omensight is an hack and slash when you have to redo the same day again and again and again and again, like, you know, that loop, like 12 minutes, for example, to find a way to block the doom, to block the doomsday, basically.
Yes, there's a doomsday happening. I haven't seen this cutscene in a while because the run starts after this video, so you can just delete the game file of this video and you'll never see it again. But the first voice line of the witch stays on your screen. Then it's very funny.
Yeah, that's very funny for these games, especially for this patch, because we play on the down patch version of the game, the patch 1.02, because all of the glitches that we will see in this run has been patched for the definitive edition of the game, but the definitive edition of the game also contains a true ending that we will not see in this run. We will go for the normal ending, the bad ending of the games. This game contains many glitches, especially by using one trick named the triple jump that we will introduce after the prologue of this game. First of all, we will have a tiny tutorial on the very first day that we call the day 0, because that will introduce us at the mechanic of this repetition of a day, and so on and so on and so on, as we will see. Especially in this screen on the top, you see the morning, the afternoon, the evening, and the end of the world. So, yes. And the thing will be to find a way to never to block the ends.
Yeah, depending on the storyline, you can see which area is on fire.
Yeah. Do you ready on timer? And here we go in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So yes, this will be the tutorial section. Just getting you ready to kill some guys. There's already a bit of RNG, but yeah, this is going to be fine. It's a hack and slash, so we just button mash it away.
Exactly. So basically, in these games, you can, as you will see, attack the target of our character, the Harbinger, is automatically targets the enemy, the closest enemy to you. That can be sometimes problematic, especially for going for some skips. But in fighting, that's really smooth, because you can use, as I use already, the light attack to attack very fast every single enemies. And you have also a roll, that's the dodge things, and that's also really good things to cancel animation, like this one. So at the final combo of my 3 hits here to finish an enemy, I try to dodge immediately after that to cancel the end of the animation. There we go. Yeah,
we're using 3 light attacks. There are also heavy attacks, as you might think. There's a heavy attack. The light attack are just faster, and the heavy attacks don't deal enough damage to be faster on those enemies yet. What's the very interesting thing is you can chain them together for very different combos. So there are about 8 different combos, and they all have a different final blow. But the one that will be very prominent in this run will be the LHH. Light, heavy. Yeah. Because it will be important for the triple jump, which Etienne already mentioned, and also triple jump allows us. Well, triple jump, you can chain LHH together on invisible walls to scale. I would say infinitely high, but as high as the game allows, which is very important for a trick we will do twice, and another one we'll do again. We will see that when it happens.
So we just saved the soul, because your character, the Harbinger, appear when the day is about to ending, and have the capacity to I mean, guide the souls that has been fall in combat into a better place, but also to remember their memory by touching their body, like we did. By the way, we can cut the incentive right now. So the bid war, I mean. So what I have to do? Any percent or low percent?
You're going to do low percent with 117 euros. So good luck with that.
Thank you. Thank you a lot for all of the donations. But basically, it's the hardest category between those two.
No dashing for you.
Yeah. So normally the Harbinger have many different power, like for example the power to stopping the time, a dash, a grab, Hadouken, a grab. So so many things that can be very useful in this runs, in any percent specifically. We can also upgrade our life bar, buy many upgrade for our weapon or some stuff. But all of this will be forbidden now. That will be odd. So, unfortunately, that's triggered the end of the world. Vodens as comes and destroy the world. But fortunately, we can go back in the time by the power of the witch. And she will help us to... There we go. Going back in the time. So we see that now. That's triggered the ends. And we will go in the main room of this game.
Do you usually get in any percent the insta-kill? The flurry.
Oh yeah. Also, the insta kill is a really cool trick. Yeah. You have to get it because you have to get the insta kill and other skills before getting the dash. So you have it no matter what.
The flurry, the multiple.
Oh, the multiple, I don't get it.
Ah, that's too bad. That's I think one of the cooler abilities in this game where you can, if you gather energy and if you have enough energy, you can hold a heavy attack and then release it to basically kill a row of 3, 4, 5, I think. Enemies just in one hit, and it does a lot of damage to bosses as well. But sadly, we won't see it.
Yeah. And so, because we save the one of the Redemption Resistance, one of the mercenary of Redemption Resistance, the beer Ludomir, we can choose him to redo the day with him at the beginning. We can have the choose between Draga and Ludomir. Normally, in a glitchless in the glitchless statement, you have to choose Draga to find a certain skills named the Pygarian Seal, how to unlock Pygarian Seal. But there is a lot of skips coming on, especially in this first day. And once that's skipping the entire needed to use the Pygarian skills. And that's very good because normally the very first day with Draga, the general that we save in second, there is a big auto-scroller taking something like more than 15 minutes, if I'm right. So we will save a lot of time by doing that.
Yeah. So this game has some seals. There will be big locks on doors. This is the Pygarian seal. There's also a Rodentian seal, Imperious seal, and another special one.
The Claden seal, yeah.
Here, AEtienne will be going for the first triple jump.
That's fine. Here we go. So this is a skip here. Normally we have to fight all of those guys at the bottoms to make Ludomir able to help us to climb here. But by using, as Satanic Nerd said, the LHH combo, I gain a little bit of eye, but with this, the game still considers that I didn't even jump. So I still have my double jump at the moment when I have this eye, and because of that I have some sort of a triple jumps, make me able to grab a ledge. And skip, normally that Ludomir should have helped me to jump higher here. So I will use the Ludomir Shockwave here. That's a very powerful skills. Make me able also to destroy this pillar in front of me. Perfect. Unfortunately, yeah.
The auto-targeting, what you would like is for the enemies to not be too close, so you can do this instantly. And skip the fight.
That was not as fast as I would like, but anyways.
Marathon RNG, that's how it goes.
Because when there is an enemy on the ground, the Harbinger can auto-lock automatically him for a finish blow. So for a finish, I will just pull all of these guys here. Oh, that was a very long auto-lock, but.
You can hold a direction to influence the auto-lock, so that's what happened there. There were still guys close enough, but AEtienne was holding away from them, so it didn't target them. So Also, you may have noticed what's AEtienne doing. He's doing a triple roll, but usually when you keep dashing, they didn't want a Dark Souls experience where you could, if you have enough stamina, you can just keep rolling. The third roll is kind of stuns you. So what AEtienne is doing 3 rolls, and at the start of the third roll, he's doing a jump slash, and immediately canceling it again with a roll. Because he won't get a dash, we will see it as the entire run, and this is about the fastest movement you can get without the dash.
Exactly. And here comes the LHH storage, the glitch that allows us to skip this Pegarian Seal if I do the setups. No, that should be fine. Here we go.
There's an invisible wall here above the regular wall.
Oh, yeah.
There are 2 spots on this wall you can stand on. There's only one that allows you to scale it. And AEtienne will be going for a storage here. You're basically standing on an invisible wall right now. That's how the game sees it, so you can keep chaining the attacks. And AEtienne is going for a 6th jump now, so he can jump over the door. There we go.
There you go.
Very nice.
That was a very good, pretty fast, I guess.
Yeah.
This will be a sub 9 on the cutscene, I guess. That's a really good. When I'm sub 9, I'm pretty happy. Yeah, sub 9.
This is a very good time. Yeah. So this is the 2nd time already AEtienne used a triple jump, because usually those ledges, you need your buddy. They will lift you up and you can jump over. But most of them you can skip with the triple jump.
So normally in this part, we are already on a normal segment and more than 25 minutes of the game. So yeah, this is a huge cut, a huge second break.
Yeah, and this isn't even the only time we will skip a Pegarian Seal.
Yeah, and this is the only time we skip an entire day, basically. So
yeah.
But there remains one fight to do to pass through this segment. So I will basically use one of the feature of the dodge. After a dodge, if you hit an enemy, it will be a huge knockback and some sort of a counter attack. Oh, I didn't get it in, but that's fine. Just waiting those ciphers. Basically, they are murlocs sent by Voden. Oh, I just have to be careful about that.
So what AEtienne said about those reaction attacks, you can see it when an enemy has an exclamation mark. Here you saw the dodge. The enemy sadly was knocked into his friend, but that's how you counter, and the counter gives a great amount of knockback, and you can push them into the void there. There's a death plane very close to the ledge, so the enemies die immediately when they get a bit below the area. These sharks can do a lot of damage, and timing can be weird, especially when we get to their upgraded form. But that was a very nice big shark.
That was also a good way to do combos to farm some Ember, but this is the things that we normally use to buy upgrades like dash, like damage upgrades, but we are in low percent, so we'll not see anything on that. And here comes the very first Omensight cutscene.
Yes.
So basically, what is the power of the Harbinger, this strange entity sent by the Tree of Life and the Witch to save her of the day? The Harbinger have it's a girl. She have the ability to see the past, what's happened in the past, to discover what just happens that triggers the Doomsday. And this is the godless princess Vera, who normally here to block the return of Vodens, the Avatar of the Void. And apparently the Emperor of the Pegarian Empire, Indrik, is very cruel against her. So we'll have a very important clue at this moment. When you trigger this type of cutscene, the Omensight, that will send you immediately back at the beginning of the day and make you able to influence a lot how the events will trigger around the day, and yeah, make your mates that you choose at the beginning of the day making different decisions.
Yeah, that's the power as well. You know what's happened in the past, and when you share that knowledge with the buddies you choose, they will know it to be the truth. Mm-hmm. So that will heavily influence their choices. Here we found Radica. That's a bit of a sequence break because we never found Radica. But we skipped the first day, so the game just assumes with the first Omen that you should have Radica, so you get Radica.
This is a good thing, by the way, because we should be blocked here if we will not access to the Ratica's statue. Because normally at the very first day, you also have to encounter Ratica as a boss, basically. So.
This song.
Yeah, this will also the sound of the credits. If we have a time on a tiny overestimate, we can have the beginning.
I have it on my phone because it's my alarm.
A cage is a cage.
So here you see the events happening again. In a newer edition of the game, you could even choose which omen you share with them to replay days. Here, we cannot play through the day again without sharing the Omensight. That's impossible now, and not choosing any. So you can't. So you will miss content. You have to replay a lot, look at all the different pathways you could have taken to find all the bosses, because there are a lot that a lot of people don't see because of that.
Yeah. Basically, there is a lot of ending possible because of that.
All right, so Ludimir had a big Pugilist Wrath ability to knock everything down. Radica has a boost, a haste.
Yeah. This is also pretty dangerous because that's accelerate everything, including your falling. So you have to be really careful about that. Does also have a really big cooldown, basically. So
All right, here coming up is an interesting fight. These are the first flying enemies. Flying enemies you can hit once to knock them down. And then while they're grounded, just like regular enemies, you can insta-kill them, like with a jump slash. They do tend to move around a bit, which is the one thing that can go wrong in this fight. If they just happen to go over a ledge and you already do the input for the down attack, it almost happened there, then you slash onto the ground, but you fall into the void because there's no ground, and you have to do the fight again.
Yeah, that was a pretty solid fight, I guess. Yeah. I really love the voice in these games. Basically, they are really well made. Honestly, the only character that doesn't speak at all is the Harbinger herself. So definitely a really good idea because, like for example, in Zelda, Link's never talks, and that will make the charm of the game. So once again, it's a really important skip here.
If you don't do the skip, or if you don't do the skip, you have to do the fight, and because of that, there will be another fight that you will have to do.
So that basically skip 2 fights. That's really good.
So you get 2 for the price of 1. There's no enemies in your way as well to try and do the skip. And there's no auto locking there. And
yeah, let's make the second skip way easier, basically.
Yeah, Radica's just fighting those people while we continue on. So we're coming up to the next big boss.
Yeah.
The fight between any percent and low percent, I mean, currently isn't too much of a difference. If you would do it, I think only glitchless, you would already have the Hadouken.
Yeah. And basically in the I just have to use that. Basically in glitchless, you can also have the dash. That's also very useful. But in low for tiny moments, my low percent PB was my any percent PB. But I'm pretty sure now the any percent with is faster, not only because we have the dash, but also because we can insta-kill some very big enemy with a certain skill that you already speak a little bit earlier.
Yeah, the big sharks.
So, but the early game of the low percent is a little bit faster, honestly, because you don't have to level up and buy things and some stuff. So this is the very first tough fight.
This is a very big gauntlet before a boss fight. Yeah, it's a lot of hitting. But the boss fight coming up, at least for any percent, it is
interesting.
Just as fast, but if you do some experimenting with an Hadouken, it's very hard. I've tried it in practice, and it's definitely possible to set up. But you can use the Hadouken on the boss to deal a lot more damage. But it's very difficult to set up because energy management is very tough in that fight. And when you get hit, you lose all your energy. I'm talking about energy, but we won't even see energy in this run because we don't get upgrades. What you also saw there is there are mages who spawn a circle beneath you. And if they join together, then the circle gets way bigger. Here they are distracted, so they don't combine together, thankfully. This is a rough fight. There's always some heal here in the crates. All right, they are both on one hit.
I touch him.
That's very nice. Sometimes it calculates you hitting him when he's above.
It was not very good, but anyways. I don't have a lot of life for the Firebird Indrik. I can get hit at least perhaps one time, but I probably have to do these things it less, so I will not take too much of it too much of a risk. Fortunately, I don't have to redo this entire fight if I die here.
Yeah, you see Ludimir here dead as well because we had a different start of the day. Everything progressed differently, and now Ludimir's dead here instead of where the introductory cutscene showed it. All right.
There you go. So fortunately, all of the things here are really scripted, including the platform that's been destroyed in this fight.
And also, what's really great about this version is the explosion from the shield isn't big, so you can just stand beneath it, dodge the other attacks, and then jump up and immediately slash him when the shield disappears. In a definitive version, that's different. Then it definitely explodes with a way bigger impact and with, I think, more damage as well.
I'm definitely dead if I get touched by a fireball now.
Yeah.
This is probably the Oh, okay, Ratika.
I was just gonna mention that Radika can hit him, and we've been very lucky, but that's the second time my mind has jinxed something
Yeah.
when I wanted to say it. So Radika deals less damage than you and also cannot deal the killing blow, which means that every time Radika hits
two
him,
times.
we cannot hit him. You can kind of do a double hit, but it's very rare.
Oh my God!
Oh,
So
that
that was
very close.
Very close, yeah.
At least now we cannot fall into lava anymore. That's the laser. It's too slow in this version. So if you just jump up, you just cannot.
Cannot follow us if you do. If you're kind of close to Indrik, and as you say, it's a little bit easier in this version because the shield is not too big of a deal.
Yeah.
So we cannot take the body of Indrik in this day specifically because he gets crushed by a
rock.
By a rock. And now it's Metroid sections. We have to escape from the temple.
Yes.
So once again, it's a very scripted section. So just have to be careful about those pillars.
Yeah, usually you don't worry about those pillars, but technically AEtienne can die to them now. And I don't remember where the game puts this checkpoint. This is the second day, and we already got, well, I would say 2 seals, but we got our first seal, the Rhodentian seal, because there are 2 nations fighting together, the Pagarian Empire and the Rhodentian Empire. At least that's what the current war is about.
Yeah, the Rhodentian resistance, basically.
Resistance, yes. Yeah. And this is, we would have had the same kind of cutscene with Draga to get the Pagarian, the yellow seal, but we skipped that because we can basically jump over those doors. But the green doors, we have tried we could kind of get behind them, but the trigger for the content of the room behind those doors never loads in. So
we still have to get the Rhodentian seal. There was for the moment no way that we found a way to skip this one.
Yeah.
The big escape of the Pigarian, all of the things that skip the Pigarian seal skip was discovered by a runner named Metoxy. He did a crazy great job for all of for these games entirely, so a huge shout out to him.
Yeah, there's a huge blind section as well, which he figured out on his own.
That was crazy.
Which is
honestly.
incredible.
We'll see that in 2 days, basically. In 2 days in the game, not in 2 days right now.
Yes. Very important distinction. So yeah, so on the left you can see the upgrades, but
yeah, we're not allowed to go on the left section in low percent. Here we go. So Draga's Day. This is the first time that we will be with here we go. With the general of the Pigarian army. And this will be the only time, if I'm right. I never remember.
with Draga?
Yeah. Yes, this is the only.
No, not the time.
Not.
Just because we start with.
Oh, I never remember because I do all of the selections by automaticity every time.
Ludimir Radica Draga, Ludimir Radica Draga.
I don't remember. No, this is the only time. This is the only time.
Oh no, we switched to in here. That's right.
Yeah, this is the only time. That's unfortunate because Draga is really cool.
It's because of glitches.
Yeah.
There we do have Draga the first day instead because we need to actually grab the seal because
exactly
we cannot use glitches.
So the power of Draga is basically as useful as Ludomir, instead the hitbox is a little bit tinier. This is the fire of Pigaria. This is a big Nova that deal a crazy amount of damage on the very short range. We'll try to use that as effectively as possible.
Yeah, it deals more damage, but it doesn't knock your enemies down.
Yeah. So there is in this section there will be some many different fights, but not a single big skip. So basically this day is nothing new from the beginning of the run. So if you have any message or Oster,
yeah, we would like to mention the other donation incentives that are currently opened. If you want to donate anything through the next couple of runs, Onimusha Warlords 90% is coming up. You can choose your language or any special outfits. So yeah, be sure to chip in on that. You can also win some amazing prizes. We have 4 fluffies open for business. So if you donate 25 euros or more, you are able to win some great prizes. Back to you, AEtienne.
Thank you. So we're actually fighting Cypher. There is normally, this is where normally we're beginning to use a lot of our abilities, but here I'm just with the sword only and the tiny life bar only. One of the most scariest things in low percentage is by far the last boss of the game. So for the moment, that's fine. I'm used to those type of fights. There is also, you can also find apples in the pots when you destroy them. Of course, that's losing you time because you have to destroy them and go onto the apples to heal yourself.
So what I find interesting is here we go to the left, right, with Draga. We don't learn the seal from her here. Yeah. For some reason, the game developers didn't expect us to sequence break this bad, and they didn't expect people to speedrun it at all, I think.
Yeah.
Because here we actually see Draga using the seal, but we don't learn it because they only programmed it in for the other day.
And normally, yeah, we have to. The Harbinger is able to learn everything that she sees. There we go. There we go. That's also
nice. Whoa, nice.
There we go. If you jump a little bit too early here, the bridge is not here. Physically, I mean, so you can fall off. Because we are on a different. Normally, we should be at the very first day we was with Ludomir here, but fortunately, we come a little bit earlier with Draga and pass through.
Yeah, there are cool nods to the other days while you walk through them.
Yeah.
This is one of the more obvious ones. I think there's one where you can see Radic or someone fighting in the background.
Exactly. And there was one also when you're playing Ludomir and you're seeing Draga fighting in the front of the prison, you know?
Oh, right, yes.
There is many difference, yeah, because there is, in fact, 4 different starts possible at the beginning of the day. I say 4, yeah, because we didn't unlock Indrik for the moment.
Yeah, at the Tree of Life you could see 4 statues. And
yeah.
Indrik we have to wait a bit to unlock him. Here it's always best to deal with the flying enemies first.
Oh. That should be, no, not enough. 1 enemy remains. That's a good positioning.
Spawn with a lot of guys, so now...
I tried to make Draga hit the shark. There we go. That's perfect. I really want Draga deal with the shark.
The shark can use the grab ability.
There we go.
It's kind of the same as we would have to grab pots and throw it at enemies. There's an achievement for throwing a TNT into a TNT.
That's the thing is, no matter what, if it's in TNT on the pots, the dodge, the roll is, yeah, as you say, Dark Souls roll. You're basically invincible. You have a lots of iframe during that, but you cannot spam the roll because you will be in a very, very bad situations, being stunned after 3 rolls.
Yes. That's the movement that AEtienne's been doing, the triple rolls and immediately cancelling the third, but in combat it's much more difficult to cancel it.
Yeah,
properly.
you can also jump in combat. In sort of when there is no flying enemies, jumping is really safe in this game, basically. Also, the jump slash have area of effect when you touch, and also if you touch a big shark or an enemy with a jump slash, that stun him for a tiny moment. So yeah, jumping is, if you want to play safe in this game, you can jump. It's a little bit slower, but it's very safe. If there is no flying enemies, basically.
Yeah.
So there is tiny skips here once for the in this day. I just have to don't need to be done too fast. There we go.
Very nice. Another triple jump to skip a fight. Here we're coming up to the one door we've been trying to route out by finding out how to get behind it. We've been able to get...
Not this one,
not
the next one.
We've been able to get behind it, but
yeah,
also without cheat engine. We found a way to get into it. But yeah, just looking at it with cheat engine, there's just no trigger for the cutscene that needs to happen.
Yeah, especially to the things that we have to use to find stuff in this game is as you can see, there is no, oh, perhaps you don't see it, but there is absolutely no button to control the camera. The camera is really, I mean, really scripted in these games. So if you are out of bound, for example, that will happen soon, the camera will not follow you, so you have to do all of the stuff blindfolded. So basically, just to know what we should have to do, and just unlock the camera to see what's happened is a cool thing. Oh, unfortunately, I didn't touch the guy on the back a little bit too. If the guard can die, anyways. If this guard has been killed by the ciphers, we'll win a lot of time because this dialogue doesn't happen with the guard, and that win a tiny bit of time. But here, unfortunately, he
killed the cipher on his own.
Yeah.
Very good job. Better AI than some other games.
For the moment, one of the most random AIs will be when we have to play with Indrik for a very obvious reason that we can explain later. About Indrik.
Here he lies dead.
And unfortunately, yeah.
You have an odd way of traveling, Harbinger.
Yeah. So apparently that was not the right answer. Indrik was not the murderer of the godless priestess.
Yeah, this is an interesting day because we find a body.
Yeah.
But we also find an omen.
Exactly. So now we can play as Indrik. And there is the omen.
Here we see
a
twist.
A big twist here.
The first one was just kind of lore. Indrik is, I mean, from some perspective, the big bad meanie, especially if you're a Rhodesian. But now, this is unexpected because Vera is always impartial, and now, for some reason, Radika stabbed her in the chest.
Yeah. It's a betrayal.
With the sword that should be in the opening right there, and it's missing.
This sword named Skladen. This is basically the master sword of this game, and that will be a huge key for, of course, discovering what to seal the deal. And that's a day complete. You have a lot of experience sometimes, especially if you have no death bonus at this moment. That's used to upgrade the level of the Harbinger, learning new things like, as we said, the dash, the grab, the instant kill, and some stuff. So
it's also very interesting. You can get a lot of extra experience, but the programmers, what they did is they kind of made it dynamic. So when you get more experience, also your upgrades cost more. So even if you do a very good job, you usually get one upgrade per day. That's how they calculated it. So the experience matters, but apparently not that much because you always get a level after the day for the first few days.
Yep. So incoming the day that most of the time kill all of my PB attempt. This is the day 4. This day contain nearly every single things that the most difficult in this run. So all of the most difficult things, all of the most impressive stuff happen in this day specifically. So basically more than 90% of my attempt die here. So This will be interesting, and that begins with probably the most difficult skip of the entire runs. That's we named the flip. That's Motoxy, the guys we speak earlier, who was really early for this time. He find this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
The flippy skippy or the prison skip. This is a big out of bounds because we don't have the permanence. This not basically that's not skip something, but because we don't have the permanence still skip, we cannot go for the ended way here. We'll basically soft lock in a casual gameplay here because we don't have the permanence still skip. So we have to pass through a door that's very far for obvious reason because I cannot open it in the normal way. So there we go.
All right. So
you have to fix my angle.
Find a position here. For some reason, this wall, because the wall is the wall, I mean, we're standing on. For some reason, you can use it to scale upwards, and you can keep standing on it. So right now, we're just going up. Every uppercut we do, we gain height, and the game forgets to put us down. And we're going to use that to walk on top of the prison.
11. 12.
And there's a lot of weird ledges that you have to jump on and over. How Metoxy found this blind is insane. I used Cheat Engine to look at the camera. It's
I fall.
I used Cheat Engine to manipulate the camera to actually see what we're walking on, and it's not that much of a leeway. I made a side-by-side video comparison. It's high quality, but if you want to see what's happening here, it's somewhere floating around on YouTube.
Okay. 2.
There's the second.
3.
Yeah, you can see the seal in the background now. We cannot progress, so we need to do this skip.
8.
But the skipping of a day saves a lot of time. And another reason to skip days, which we haven't mentioned, is that the enemies get stronger every day. Thankfully, this run is very short, so we won't get to see the very strong type of enemies. You can actually see kind of the underside of the ledge we will be walking on up top there in the middle. But yeah, talking about days, the enemies get a lot stronger. And I found out if you manipulate the save file and just put in a random number like 420, then all the enemies basically, you're on 0 knowledge, but all the enemies start with this max strength. So that would be an interesting idea for a challenge run, just low percent on day 420. Here's 420. The final bit of the skip. Here, AEtienne's going to...
Got it. There we go.
Right.
I will not go for the extended one.
The extended one is annoying because you can get it, but if you overshoot it or get the wrong direction, then you will...
Okay.
Very nice.
Stressing part done.
That's the hardest skip. Blind and a bit long, and if you try to extend a jump at the end and you miss it, then you will
have to redo all of the thing,
you will fall into a death plane.
There we go. Yeah, the extended ones save you to see the tiny dialogue you see here, and also we arrive in this. Okay. Oh shit. There we go. Right. I don't know why I cut my storage for some stuff. This skip is way easier here because we have the delay of doom, the things that can stop the time, so that make all of the dangerous triple jumps here a little bit easier.
Yeah, the Zawardo, which you call.
Yeah, the Zawardo, Tokyo Tomane. That's a really funny skills. Honestly, the fighting in these games is so satisfying.
Yeah, the Zawardo, the I don't even know what it.
The delay of doom. Yeah.
Delay of doom. It has a big AOE, which is very visual, and that's, I think, when I wasn't manipulating the camera yet and trying to look at the skip AEtienne just did.
Yeah,
you could really use it up top on the wall, and you can kind of nudge the camera just a bit, just the angle, but not its placement, and can actually see your position based on where the delay of doom is centered.
That was bad.
So it's also a very visual help for the... I think Metoxy did it like that, but I haven't spoken to him about how he actually came about finding this. These guys have shields. We saw that in the introduction. They can block light attacks.
but not AV attacks like we did. The third AV attacks also did a little bit more damage. This is this is also, you can also upgrade this AV attack very easily at the very beginning. So normally I use a little bit more of AV attack when on any percent, but not on low percent. Incoming is a pretty scary boss fight. Because we didn't speak about that, but the Harbinger doesn't have any iframes when... come on. We just saw the third roll. I didn't cancel it.
That's the lock after the third roll.
Yeah. The Harbinger doesn't have any iframes when she gets touched. And so that means if, for example, there is an enemy like the boss that we will see, have multiple hits, you can get hit multiple times on the same frame or a very short amount of times. And basically this boss actually can literally one hit KO me.
Yeah, so Radika spawns some kind of circular arc waves, which if you just stand in front of her becomes a shotgun shot. You take all of them at once and you'll die.
And there we go. You can also have the shoes to spare bosses, but this will make you in a different part of the story. And here I need to fight against Radika.
Yeah, usually you can choose either to fight them or to share your knowledge with them. For some reason, the bosses are invisible while they teleport. That's the annoying bit here. There, took a shotgun shot. Another, whoa.
Oh, that was bad. I was losing the timings anyways.
Yeah, this fight can get rough when you get out of rhythm. But yeah, you can choose to fight or share your Omensight. That's another splitting of the path in the game. There's a few choices you can make. And one time you can fight Radika with Indrik, and actually if you choose to actually kill her, then Indrik kills you, because I think that's the only option that the game tells you, like, why are you being an idiot? Choose the proper one. You know the plot. Alright, so...
It will be the run of every single second try, because that was a second try on the prison skip.
So
she locked. That's happened sometimes.
Yeah. But that's alright, she doesn't attack, that's safer. If you upgrade your heavy attacks, then you could see AEtienne sometimes try to go for 2 light attacks. Sometimes he gets it, sometimes he doesn't. But you can also try to go for a heavy attack, which deals a bit more damage. And especially in any percent, when you can upgrade it, it's faster in this fight, because you basically you do more damage. And you can only get 1 hit off every time.
Yeah. So, as I said, many of my PV attempts die in this day, and that's already the case 2 times in a row. But there is still a lot of dangerous stuff happening here, especially one that can softlock the game. So I will go for it. I hope that will not softlock the games, but that happens to me during the practice room. So during my practice, so. I really hope that will not happening this, because the problem is of skipping sequences that makes sometimes your mate don't following you, and if you're doing that when you try to open the door, basically you're softlock. You can't do anything.
Yeah, enemy AI, like we talked about.
Yeah.
So just a bit of lore. Ludimir exacted his revenge on Radika because we showed him the vision of Radika stabbing Vera, and Vera kind of was his sister. An owl was adopted into a bear family. I don't know where that decision happened, but he was very fond of her, so he exacted his revenge, and now we're going back to Grave of Vera, the priestess, to I think he wants to reminisce or think about what happened.
Yeah.
And that's actually very important, because usually only the priestess has the I forgot
the Vera seal.
It's
the purple seal.
All right, it's literally called the Vera seal.
Yeah.
But Ludimir knows it as well.
Incoming the monkey skip, because this is a monkey statue. So free storage here. I will skip this fight and another one immediately after that.
Yeah, you can actually see the ledge here, but because of the camera scripting, this is the way it is. There's actually quite a big plane behind the wall we see right in front of us, where you can stand on. So this final bit can be a bit lenient, but it's also easy to overshoot it and just
there we go. Just
walk
skip it.
too much on it.
Yeah. So incoming a lots of many skips one after another, finishing by the last test skip we ever found when a pretty new runner Kesa found. So we decided to name that the Kesa skip. This is a really cool things. Pretty hard to make it consistent, but
it's somehow dependent on your PC as well, because at home I've tried it. Like I've put in a few hours in trying to get this skip. I've never hit it, and then one time AEtienne and I were going to do a race on BSG, which we did, and in practice there I got someone else's PC and I got it first try, and then I got it like 50% of the times. And I tried it at home the day after.
It's a pretty obscure skip, yeah.
And I tried it the day after, and I just absolutely didn't get it. So here AEtienne used a roll, because when you roll without aiming at anything, you'll roll backwards. And he used the mouse to put the angle in a specific side. And after the third hit, you will be somehow on the small ledge. You can be able to stack it, and there we go. Very nice.
Thank you. That was let's hope. And it's not so soft lock.
He's moving. All right.
Perfect. I'm always very scared when I touch this door. Put the two hands on the door and pray that Ludomir doesn't. I think that depends on what situations happens when Ludomir fighting at the very beginning of the area.
Yeah.
So this is why I try to do these things. Honestly, when I got it first try, most of the time, that doesn't soft lock. So what I try to mean is 80% of the time that works every time.
Famous word.
There we go. So we got the Vera seal. That will change once again many things, especially because of this Vera seal, we can get a wave 3 or next Omensight. Yeah.
So I don't think we spoke about it yet, but in the dialogue at the bottom, you can actually see text differing from white and green. And green is the lore, basically, that you should pay attention to. Because this game, we're playing on True Detective, so the game never gives us hints, which means you will have to really put it together, and the green text helps you in doing that. Here we actually learn that there, for some reason, he talks with Vera and he finds out something. He also mentioned that he found the sword.
Yeah. So we have a lots of clue here, and especially that now, because we have all of those things, we can confront Ratika about what she did, and she tried to explain things. Chain 2 fast attack with an heavy attack will leave an enemy stunned. Apparently, there is some tips also happening in every single loading time on these games.
Yeah, I've used that combo actually.
Yeah,
you can ground. That's how you ground enemies, and then you can insta kill them. I've used it on the strong cipher, not the sharks, but the stronger ones.
Yeah. There is also these games on Switch version, but there was a more loading times. So yeah, I really recommend you the PC version of this game. I react swifter.
This is very funny. Next time I will be better to not let you be seen, and then spoilers, there will be a fight.
Yeah. In low percent, it can be dangerous also, because another things that you mentioned is the enemy getting stronger and stronger, but also our life bar will remains really tiny because of the low percent restriction. That can be really dangerous in the very last day.
All right, you upgrade your health. I'm always too lazy to upgrade my health. I think I do low percent, I can do any percent without upgrading my health, and then it's very dangerous still. Okay, there will be a fight. Usually there are ledges, and you can throw enemies off of them, or you can throw enemies into your body, and then it will just insta-kill them, which is very neat. Because I don't think there's much of a timer on the grab ability. Just if you get hit, then the enemy gets dropped, and you lose time because you did nothing.
Fortunately, here I have the power of Ratika, so that will be... Oh no, not as good as I expected. This fight is kinda different because I don't have the upgrade of the heavy attack, but that was not a very good fight. But
I
Anyways.
mean, the combo you usually try to get there is trying to stun all of them, which is the light heavy attack.
Yeah.
We were just talking about.
I should have tried these strats because you have many cool strats that I don't do, especially on the very first day. Also, you put an enemy on the hole, but
Yeah, there are a lot of combinations because there are 8 combinations with light and heavy if you chain 3 of them, and I don't know 6 of the combinations.
yeah. So you can grab this ledge with a triple jump, but I have to carry Ratika to open this grid here. So this dialogue, I cannot skip it. I can skip it with Ludomir on the very last day, as we will see, but not here. So here, those 2 fire traps that Ratika will use it by their aunts normally. Yeah, there we go. You cannot take damage from the fire, by the way. You get stunned, but you don't take damage. There we go.
I think I don't remember. Because you did take damage from something there, and I don't think it's an enemy, but...
No, I took a damage from a Cypher, if I'm right. Yeah.
I need to... I might have to check if you actually take 1 damage or something. Or it's a floating... Could be a floating number, even.
Yeah.
With
Yeah, because you code an auto splitter and also a hit counter for this game, by the way.
Yeah, I did. Did anyone ever finish the no-hit one?
I don't. I have to one day. Try to go.
I might have to return.
Be the first on the chat to know it run Omensight. For the moment, I will not be at the time not be able to doing it.
Yeah.
I redo the monkey skip.
I mean, I made an auto splitter and a hit counter. They're not well programmed. They work, but I really use some weird workarounds. Just
perfect
to count it. If you get poisoned, then you get a tick damage, and I had to do some weird things to avoid counting each tick. But also the auto splitter. It's funny because it also removes load times, but one of the people, AEtienne, is one of them, found out that it didn't always work.
Yeah,
for some reason, if you mash A in the loading screens, it loads assets in different orders.
That's weird.
For my auto splitter, I just checked, is this loaded? And so if you mash A, then you remove your own load time. Then you put your own load time back into the auto splitter. So
this I skip 2.
This one
is a little bit different because once again the camera is scripted. So because the camera is a different angle, I need to do a different script. And this time I will storage only 1 time.
You could do it on the other day as well, but the angle is more difficult.
The angle is more difficult. So yeah, it's because once again the camera also moving on the other day. So yeah, this skip, the Kesa skip save, is usable in many different days when we are in this forest. So that saves so much time.
All right. So here we're going to grab an Omen, and don't forget to grab the memory.
Oh shit! I tried. Anyway, I tried to go for the fast free, but anyways, that was just a losing time. I will not using you, Ratika. This is hard to get with the Ratika boost. I should have been doing that earlier, but anyways, this is I mean, except of course the miss on the day number 4. This is a fine game. This is a fine run for the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Not getting triple jumps, skipping fights. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes not.
This one was
even my PB doesn't contain every skips possible on. I think on low percent I got all of them, but the rest of the run is not really well optimized because I played very safe. But even on any percent, my any percent PB is 118.50-ish, if I'm right, or 40-ish, I don't remember. But even this one doesn't contain the very last Kesa skips. And also, for a very long time, the world record holder of this game was a runner named Moonstaller. Yeah, who is also a really good Hollow Knight runner.
Yes.
And he have skips the very first day, the Pregnancy skip, who is an extended version of the skips I did in this run. Save also a little bit of time that I doesn't get in the 80%. So yeah, there is still improvement to do in these games, but It's hard.
Yeah, Monster is very good. I found out about him this game before Hollow Knight, which is insane because he's an absolute monster at
Yeah, for
Hollow
this
Knight.
time, that was great. He also did a 155 before without the case escape. So because we didn't discover yet. So there is the fight that we speak a little bit earlier. The transition between Act 3 and final act, because we discover another Omensight, and I have to escape this. Oh, that was bad anyways.
So there are some invisible enemies here. You can see them when you hit them. But otherwise, you can still see when they attack, which is pretty cool. With the exclamation mark, but here AEtienne pretty much lined them all up on the edge to try and knock them off with counters like that. Here you see just rolling and hitting them, and that's pretty much the fastest way to kill them. Yeah, like we said before, we would like to have the grab here, but we don't, so we resort to this alternate solution. Also, if you do 3 light attacks like that, you also give them knockback. So that's the combo that AEtienne's going for. Hey, I knew another combo. So I only know 5 that which are missing. These are very nice counters.
Perfect. There we go. Oh, that was good. That was good. I was a little bit by the way, when you see a flying enemy, it's always really good to kill them at the priority because they go for slow, very ball that can be very dangerous, or also laser that chasing you very easily.
Yeah,
so
it's a slow ball which also causes slow motion.
Yeah, so that's horrible if you have also to deal with some ciphers on the ground at the same times. So incoming the very first and or very last day with the Emperor Indrik. So this is the very first time that we see the beginning of the day that with Indrik we try to go for the Firebird ritual, but we will interrupt him by using the last vision, the last Omensight, showing him that in fact Vera was not as neutral as she should, because she tried to use the power of Claden for their own sake. So basically there will be a lot of dialogues with Indrik going into the prison right now, so this is the perfect timing for a donation.
Sure do. We have a 25 euro donation from Aishma. Still, still had to donate for my deaths in Muramasha. So let's finally do that, shall we? Let's get the real language choice going on there. And he had put 25 euros on the English language donation incentive for the next one, for the Onimusha Warlords any percent. So we have 25 euros for English at the moment and 1 euro for Japanese. So if you want that changed, please donate now. Back to you, AEtienne.
Thank you. Hey, thank you a lot, Aishma. That was a pleasure to be your commentator during this run at the very beginning of the marathon, Ramessa, the Demon Blade. That was a PB, by the way. So I really have to cancel. Oh, that's a bad RNG. Now the two of those
warlocks, sorcerers, whatever they are, they can spawn random ciphers. They can even spawn the big sharks. Luckily, we didn't get that RNG, but they did get to spawn anything.
And that was a very good shot from Indrik. I have to deal with the warlocks first. There we go.
Yeah, so AEtienne talked about the shot from Indrik. Indrik has an attack which he chooses to do.
Yeah, and he's really good right now. He did a lot of works.
Yeah, he killed one at the start, he killed again.
Yeah, it's a really good Indrik RNG. So yeah, we cannot control the Emperor, because he's the Emperor, you know.
You can even click to control him, and you'll have a voice line ready.
And by the way, Indrik changed a little bit of his mind during when the day advanced. He's a little bit aware about the sake of the Harbinger and those. Oh, there we go. I will wait intentionally here because sometimes against softlock, if I being a little bit too fast here, Indrik, don't follow me, and I will get stuck on the next door once again. So that's not a bad thing to losing time here.
Yeah, that's the second AI softlock. Here, AEtienne again uses the light heavy attack to get 2 grounded black ciphers, which have a lot of health. But
that was a heavy here.
Was it heavy?
Yeah. There is many different combo.
Then what's light heavy again?
No. There is also
good.
light heavy, but here I use heavy.
Yeah, usually when you play casual, you just spam
lights. Yeah.
Either light or heavy, whichever you upgraded most.
Basically, it's really good to use light attack to farm some amber or farm some combo hits. So normally, as you would probably expect, if you're following all of the event of the day, at the top of the tower of the prison at the morning there is Ratika. But this time, because we expect what happens with Voden, with all of the Omensight, we have to find 2 things. The very first one is, of course, the Master Sword Claden that seal the doom of that can literally block Vodens. This is the sword to front Voden, but also the Claden seal, the knowledge that only the Emperor of Pergaia know. So we are with the Emperor right now, and we still have to make at the same day a way to find the sword. So this will be a little bit of peace discussion between the chief or the Pygarian Emperor and the chieftain of the Resistance, Ratika.
Yeah, this is a very interesting boss fight, but this is the one where Indrik kills you if you go for the boss fight
win
option.
it. So I just have to spare the boss by using the Omensight. So basically, as we said, there is also a true ending on these games, but to trigger it, you have to find any single of the 32 clues on the entire game and play on the definitive edition of the game also. To triggers, to can go back not only at the beginning of the day, but at the end of the previous day, to literally block every single event it happens on this day without spoiling what happens during this day, but just
Yeah, you need to unlock something extra, but you need 32 hints, and routing it was interesting. Because you had to go through each day, and we had to tick off which hints we could get with every day. So I made a route that deviates the least from the ending percent route we already had, adding extra days where needed to never have to backtrack through omens. Because it was an interesting one, finding out which clues we were missing. I actually had to turn off the detective mode so the game could tell me which ones I was missing and which, so I could.
That's also useful, yeah. This is a very cool feature of the definitive edition of the game. Definitely play it casually with the definitive edition. This is a really cool game.
Yeah.
So another fight. Let's take care about. Oh, that's a very good from Indrik. He put an enemy underground immediately with the.
Oh, that's
some good RNG from Indrik. Please. Oh, you're so good, Indrik, in this game.
Nice double kill there.
My Emperor, my Lord. So, well. Should we go for the risky Ludomir escape, or should we play it safely?
Go for it.
I go for it.
Is there a question
That's
here?
This saves 30 seconds, but it's a miss. This is an issue, honestly. I will go for it.
I mean, it's very impressive if you do hit it, and I think you can hit it.
It's a marathon. What can go wrong, right?
Honestly, we are for the moment. If I don't do it, and if I just do the boss fight normally, this will be an underestimate. Except if I get stuck a lot on the final boss. But anyway, let's go for it.
Yeah. So AEtienne also kill those enemies. If you deal the killing blow, the game slows down just a bit.
Yeah.
That's why he also said sometimes you want to jump, because when you do a jump slash, you actually don't have that animation.
Exactly. And you can also, at the killing blow, the end of the killing blow is also really slowly, but you can cancel the end of the killing blow by a dual roll, as we explained at the very beginning. We see all of the corruptions begins to be around all of the map here.
Also, I just now started thinking, why does Indrik open doors with explosions?
I don't. Open the door. Okay, there we go. This is the Ludomir fight. Normally, this is a really cool fight to optimize, but there is a way to skip it. So this is kind of dangerous because I have to redo all of this cutscene if I successfully missed it. See, if I successfully missed it, if I missed it. So I just have to redo this first. This big.
We have to do the same skip as the other day, just with a different camera angle, because it's so scripted. So in the background, you can see Indrik still fighting Ludomir. That will keep happening. One interesting thing is in the opening cutscene, Ludomir throws a stone towards Indrik. The funny thing is, if you somehow cheat the game and teleport towards this fight, Indrik is still at the start of the entire day, at the entire area. So the stone actually goes flying out of view because it's scripted to actually go to where the character is and not to a spot in the cutscene.
So here we go. So normally there is a bridge here created by Indrik, but of course he's still fighting. So I have to do all of this section blindfolded.
Yeah, the camera scripting. We've seen what he does here, and the other day, and the very first day actually.
No.
That's the rough bit.
Little bit early, I guess. I did the second a little bit early. Second try?
It's up to you.
Yeah, I go for if I missed it a second try, I will go for Ludomir. Anyway. This is the second try run, basically.
Yeah.
Second try prison escape, second try Ratika, so why not second try Ludomir?
Yeah, this Ludomir fight, like I just said, is very interesting to optimize. It's also very cool casually because Ludomir has a very interesting moveset, and the area is also pretty cool. You can get the pillars to fall, and if you can actually do a lot of damage if they fall on Ludomir, but it's very RNG.
Wrong angle.
There are 2 spots on this wall, and if you get the wrong one, then for some reason it won't actually properly
there we go.
scale the invisible wall. The interesting thing about doing the skip here is that the camera actually kind of shows you where the door is, because AEtienne already did 4, and you're kind of already on top of the door, and with a good jump around, you can actually make it with 4. I think I did.
Yeah, you did one time. Or perhaps more, but I saw you did that one time with 4, and a very good double jump. Okay, so I'll be really quiet here to really hear what happens. Okay, 1. Okay, it should be. Okay, I'm on the ledge. Got it.
Right.
Oh no! Oh, I'm stupid. Oh my god. And anyways, so I said that was only the. I said that was only the second. I was I late. I'm so stupid. I was so hyped by getting it, but anyway, let's do Ludomir.
That reminds me of when Doubles had time and then he died on the time instance. Oh, that's a shame. You also heard AEtienne mention something we hadn't talked about yet. He said I'm on a ledge, because what happens when you're on a ledge is, oh, that's very nice. When you're on a ledge, it actually kills your momentum, which can be detrimental if you're doing that skip, or if you're just doing random jumps and you expect to be able to have your speed to jump over. This is the more consistent strat we found. Get Ludomir against the ledge, jump over him so he bashes into the ledge. Because while he's yellow like that, he's invulnerable. So you want to have him end the attack as fast as possible. And this is basically... This makes the fight easier.
This is also a fight that's longer, of course, with low percent, because I don't have a lot of damage.
And that's where AEtienne said you can jump to avoid a lot of things which are just grounded. Even though it can look like it's an AoE, it's only on the ground.
Anyways.
So you can also use walls like that. You just have to jump over him and be in between him. Corners are also very good to do them because you can basically stand behind a corner and kind of attack him and roll backwards. And he just hits the corner, the pixel of the corner, because for some reason he will still hit it. It's a shame. It's a very hard trick to do blindfolded.
Yeah.
Well, it's blindfolded and it's easy to jump off. Hitting the ledge kills your momentum.
I did it multiple times in a training, but I know that's going wrong in under stress or some stuff. So, anyways, that's what we'll do without.
Yeah. One cool thing that happens if you get the trick is that the Ludimir health bar will
stay on the ground.
persist till the next boss fight.
So this is what normally happens when when we have Indrik, and that's way faster. Yeah, that's way easier, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So we just have to go through this day. So I really hope I will not be overestimate with those two big deaths, but anyways, let's do not think of it about it.
We have one more fight coming up here again in the in the final area here. There will be 2 sharks. 2 or 3?
There's 2 sharks. There's a lots of exploding barrels. So and we are still in low percent. So once again, this can be a tough fight. So it's time to get it first try. My low percent PB is deathless, by the way. So it's there is a lot of tough fights happening on the last day.
There's that explosion.
This is good also
weird.
to have all of the...
For some reason, the sharks also throw their own minions.
Yeah, their own minions, so that's good.
And they can die on the death plane very easily, which is very funny. Yeah, what we saw here as well was the colored exclamation mark. That one you cannot counter.
Come on,
it's
Ludimir.
faster as well. So
come on, Indrik.
It will show up and immediately attack you, and you have to be very quick to react to it. Indrik is not doing anything. There is finally an attack.
This is the good thing, because when Indrik does not anything, all of the minions adjust themselves because Indrik go for them. This is why also the shark doesn't do anything. Mm-hmm. So in fact, that was a very good fight, because somehow Indrik decide to doesn't do anything. So because of that, the sharks doesn't do anything. So good fight, basically.
This elevator ride is funny. You can skip a voice line for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, just cut the Emperor.
The lore room has a secret lock.
There we go. Claden seal. So this is the final seal, basically. We didn't speak about what is Claden, because some of the people in the game speak about Claden. Claden is basically the very first emperor of Pigaria. Mm-hmm. The guys who lock Ludimir for the very first time. Basically, he's the god of the
yeah,
god
he
of
locked
the game.
away the void Voden, the serpent we see in the reset of the day in the background. We'll see it in a second in the loading screen. You'll see the snake.
Snake.
But he will be the final fight, which will be tough.
Yeah.
I hope you can get it first try, because it's
a really tough fight. The fights against Voden, Sillish fighter bonus.
yeah, because you got an overkill one. I saw it happen. Or killing spree. You got a killing spree.
Yeah. It happens sometimes when you do some combos, and that's gonna farm lots of money. So we go with the final day. Now we have all of the clue needed. So we have the Claden seal. We also know this is Ludimir, who know where is the swirl. So of course we will finish our quest with Ludimir. Success, Harbinger.
Thank you, witch.
I really like the design of the Harbinger, the design of the witch also. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of the design. This is basically the second game of Spirit games. Mm-hmm. They also made stories, Path of Destinies.
I don't know where Tiny Brains comes in.
Oh yeah, there is Tiny Brains also. Yeah. In fact, there is also another game that's released before Omensight named Stories, Path of Destinies. Basically made on the same shape. You have to redo the story over and over again.
Yeah, there are a lot of paths. I think 32.
Yeah.
Or 24.
24, yeah. with a lot of different ending possible, and also the type of fight is nearly the same.
Yeah, yeah, I've speedrun that as well, and there's a kind of killing spree you can get there, where for every hit you get a combo, and when your combo hits 30, you can just insta kill everything, which is very cool. But yeah, there's a lot of similarities. I can really see that this looked at that concept and they improved on it, because the story here and the combat is a bit more fleshed out.
By using this shockwave on Ludomir, I'll just skip a dialogue here by making jump across loading time. So that's kind of great. So normally Ludomir help you to jump here. Oh, that's been multiple times that I missed those triple jumps. I should stopping doing that, because yeah, I can activate those fire here, making this entire fight way easier.
This is one of the reasons we don't have hitless yet, because while you're pushing down, you can get hit. And the sharks will throw stuff at you.
So we definitely have to do another way to do those fights, but yeah, that's hard.
You just wait behind and let Ludimir do everything.
Yeah, he will be reload here.
So
as this cutscene.
We could do the monkey skip here, but there's no fight trigger.
So there's no. That's not even saving times. I don't even know this. I don't think that's saving times. Honestly, I never did the calculations.
No, with the setup, I don't think it does. And I also don't know what happens to Ludimir if you actually do the skip. Does he stay behind, or does he?
That will make probably the third case skip. That's we. Should I try the third case skips? Yeah, I should try.
I don't know. My case of skips never worked on my setup. I don't know why, so I have no practice. Here
we definitely have to fix that one day. The thing is, normally I have to reload Ludomir to make the next fight a little bit faster, but honestly, that's losing. I guess that's losing time. So I will try to do the fight, and if I have the time for the case escape, I will go for it. But
right, so here comes the fight. Just some ciphers, nothing special. What's more interesting is the fight that comes after this. Because Ludimir, and we found out the truth about Vera, that there's somehow a cult between both Rodentians and Pegarians, actually.
So I'll just try if I'm faster than Ludomir.
So if Ludimir gets here, then he hits the cutscene trigger.
Oh.
And we're trying to avoid that.
Oh, does Ludomir doesn't load? Anyway, so that's make me time for. I hope that will not. Oh, that's bad. That's. Where am I? Oh my god! And Ludomir really doesn't come.
I don't know where he is actually.
Yeah, that's weird.
Went and grabbed a beer probably.
Oh,
sounds like something he would do.
Wait, yeah, something is wrong. Anyways, reload checkpoint.
He got stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Anyway,
maybe the camera changed it because of that as well.
Yeah, and I think the camera angle is a little bit different also. Something was really wrong. Anyway, I will redo this fight with Ludomir. Yeah, I will try to do something that's not really 100% precise. When I want PvP pace here, I just reload the checkpoints every time. But normally, you do this. There we go.
Yeah, and now because we have the real knowledge, we're trying to find redemption for Vera. They turn on us.
Oh, I don't have the Ludomir shockwave?
Now we literally have to fight everyone. And there's another mage there, but with Pugilist Wrath we got 3 insta-kills, which is very cool. The green guy with the red pouch is very annoying because he throws those poison clouds, which hit you, and they also hit you with a poison dagger, which does tick damage. And I think AEtienne got hit by it already, and the screen turns green. It's not always a fun time.
There we go. Bad. I should have reloaded the checkpoints immediately. I tried to show funny stuff, but lots of really improvised stuff, but yeah, that's not very marathon safe, honestly. Anyways. So, remains really one big fight before the finishing section, but before that, we will go once again into the tree. That's the place that we performed. Oh yeah, there is remain this skip. There we go, got it.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, this tree. The thing is, Ludomir, as we see, we discover that Zvera performing a forbidden ritual. Oh, come on. There we go. By knowing that, Ludomir know that we have now to stop Voden and show us where is the Master Sword, Claden. So you just have to pay respect a little bit after showing all of those clues here.
You can finally grab the memory.
Yeah. There is a category named All Memories also when you have to grab all the memories. This one is really easy to forget because if you speak to Ludomir before grabbing this, your run is basically dead.
Over, yeah.
Yeah. So we go. We go back to the swear because apparently this is where Ludomir hidden the sword. Unfortunately, that's we have to pass through the Claden seal to doing that. And the problem is we don't have the Claden seal because of the Claden seal skip. So guess what? We have to redo the most difficult trick of the games.
Yeah, the
one more time.
Prison skip. Not much has changed. The camera still, but still the same. So, and let's see how it goes this time. We're gonna be chaining these again because somehow it stores you in a grounded state, so you can keep climbing. 13 is, I believe, the number of storages you do. And then you jump onto a column, and then you have to get off it on a beam. Then you have to jump onto a lower beam, and that's basically what the upside of the prison looks like.
12.
I hope that was clear on camera, because we cannot show it in game because the camera does not allow you. That looks. That's.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
That's the tower onto the ledge, and now he needs to drop onto the next ledge.
No, I'm on the wrong one. There is also many dead end onto this the top of this map. First try.
All right.
Okay.
Very nice.
Phew. Not a second try this time.
Not second try. No.
Yeah, that's lose a lot of time also because you can of course lose your entire PB pace at this moment. That was pretty fast also. I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, that's very finicky. There's a lot of ledges where you can walk on to lose your momentum, and if you keep holding forward, you'll drop off it, and then the skip is gone. Here you're going to enter the sewers. We've tried to find a way to, because you walk past this room already. There could be a way to clip into it, but I teleported myself to this position, and the enter the sewers thing. You can click it, but the game doesn't know what to load, so it basically gets stuck into an infinite load. So if there is something you can do to tell the game more precisely what it needs to load, because for some reason the trigger exists, but if you hit it, yeah, you get soft locked.
There is many things like this. Also, when you just before the Verascape that we already saw, if you jump here without Ludomir, you also soft lock at this moment. So there is many soft lock in this version of the. This is done, but remember this is the down patch version of the games. Now the definitive edition is way more polished.
Yeah, definitely.
Incoming a very dangerous fight.
Yes, this is the big fight before the boss final fight. This loses many runs if they get past day 4. We start off with sharks and a lot of ciphers, and there's some void growing, the blackness, and that's annoying because when you try to knock enemies into the gaps to make them fall off the ledge and just die immediately, they can actually get stuck on that and they won't fall off. Here are the 2 sharks. I saw the sharks killed a lot of the ciphers already just by throwing them, which is funny when they throw their buddies.
It doesn't fall onto the...
AEtienne tried to get them to get Pugilist Wrath, the ability from Ludimir, to push these sharks off the ledge.
Now you have to stun. No, bad.
These guys are dangerous. If they show you that... Oh, that attack is very fast.
One.
Wow, that's one that threw off. All right.
Yes, okay. Oh, that's scary.
Oh.
Does I have enough life to take
Ooh,
one hit from the...
I don't think. I was thinking, I don't know if you can survive a hit.
Yeah, so I will play safe.
So you can roll
you can
past
explain
enemies.
that, yeah.
You can roll past enemies to already entered Claddon Seal, but you can still get hit while entering the seal. And actually, if you do, you'll lose your physical asset, which means you can still walk around, but you won't be visible, and you can also not interact with the sword
yeah,
anymore.
so that's a big soft lock once
Another
again.
soft lock. For some reason, there's a character that gets loaded in, but he can't interact with anything. And you're not even visible.
There we go. And we skip this fight by going... But I can get hit by this guy like this. Yeah,
Yeah, because you also get poisoned. That's why I wasn't sure. The hit
Yeah.
you'd survive, but the poison, I don't think.
There we go. Final section of the game.
And that's one of the worst soft locks, because you have to restart the
Yeah,
entire
you have
day.
to restart the entire day. So it's a really bad one. I really don't want like to go. And here we are. Final section. The Void. We have to beat Voidon in these own dimensions. And unfortunately, in these dimensions, the power of the Void is so strong that I'm not even able to carry my sword. So now I'm not able to do jump slashes because I don't have my sword. So because of that, I cannot cancel the third wall. So I will just do 2 walls, and this is the second fastest way to jump. Do I do the trico jump? I try the trico jump one time.
Shout out to Tricro is also here, but he needs sleep.
I got it.
Very nice. That's you really have to jump on the final few pixels of that column, and you can't hit the ledge again because you'll lose because it eats your momentum.
Yeah.
So that's
this is a crazy jump to do because it's a stupid risk to get for free or for around 3 seconds.
I mean, time save is time save. Yeah, and it's a weird angle because the camera changes and you're moving with analog stick. You have to adjust to the camera movement as well. These sharks are just so slow. You don't have a sword, but they're also so slow that you just walk past them. So there's no danger yet, really. We don't have a sword, which, I mean, for the final fight,
yeah,
we will need something.
There will be an unescapable dialogue here, so if you have any message before the end, that's a perfect timing.
Yes, sure do. If you want to know more about speedrunning and future events, be sure to check our brothers out in the kingdom are hosting UKSG Autumn 2022 in Glasgow. That runs the 3rd and 4th of September 2022, and they will be raising money for Crisis. Would like you to remind you also that aside from BSG events and their own marathons, ESA hosts many other events across Europe, including the British UKSG Hackathon and more. Be sure to drop a follow to see whenever something is live. Also, would like to mention the donations incentives that are currently up and running for the next run. That's Omensight, Onimusha, sorry. With the also the language and special outfits. So get your donations in.
Thank you a lot. And we just saw something strange because normally there was a shark at the beginning of this stage, but sometimes it didn't load. So
yeah, the first 5 enemies, one is supposed to be a shark because this is the Master Sword.
Yeah, we got Claddon, the Master Sword.
Everything dies in 1 hit, so it's
Except
technically faster to only do jump slashes because you won't get the slow motion of the killing blow. But yeah, you see the sharks die in 2 hits, the regular minions die in 1 hit.
I'm just not used to do the jump attack because sometimes I get hit stupidly. So
I think you were technically far enough backwards that falling off the ledge is faster than walking there, especially in low percent.
Yeah.
The checkpoint is for some reason further on if you just jump off the ledge. So there's one.
Oh yeah, I should have killed myself. Anyways, enough death. Incoming the most dangerous fight of the game. This is definitely the hardest fight of the game.
Without a doubt, in both,
especially in low percent.
Especially low percent, but in both runs, this is the biggest fight. He has a windmill
I didn't
attack.
train that in low percent.
He has a big windmill attack, which is annoying. There's a setup here to get a first few hits in before he does the windmill attack. He throws some exploding balls which drop the columns, which drop floor. There's actually a small chance he falls off, but he doesn't hit the death plane. Sadly, he gets teleported back up. And the other enemies are annoying. The windmill, we kind of give it the same treatment as Ludomir's charge attack.
That was such a good fight. Though his enemy was not killing me. That was incredibly lucky because the two ciphers decide for some reason to don't target me. So because of that, I have a very easy setup to do, and I use the corner to cancel the windmill. So
for some reason, the ciphers and Indrik changed AI this run.
Yeah, that was very good. Second phase.
This fight is entirely scripted. Depending on at the very start, voting can go either left or right. I think that's about the only variation there exists in this fight. The enemy almost hit AEtienne into the void, thankfully.
Yeah. Fortunately, you cannot roll into the void, basically. You are blocked by the ledge every time, so that's kind of cool in this mechanic of this game.
This boss fight is also one where the Hadouken actually has some use because you can hit Voden from a range.
Yeah. And incoming final phase.
This is the final fight, another very difficult one.
Yeah. We can also, there is also a lock that we can go for, the Voden lock, if I get it. If I don't get it, even that, I have a backup.
Walk all the way to the ledge, and when landing, if you immediately spam heavy attacks, he never does the animation to block it or teleport, and he's stun locked. So this is the final boss fight, very hard. Yeah. Time will be
You did
coming
that
up.
in blindfolded also. Yeah. So
I did that blindfolded, with Trico, yeah.
Ready for the timer, by the way?
Time is coming up in
time.
Now.
Thank you. And that was Omensight. We will see now the bad ending of the game. So unfortunately, I was hoping for something better, but yeah, some of especially the Ludomer skip was killing me multiple times. But anyway, that was the low percent category. The ending was going really well, way better than I expected for this category, for this dangerous category. If you want to dive into Omensight speedrunning, I really advise you to begin with the 80% glitchless of the definitive edition. This is definitely cool to optimize every single fight before going for some crazy skips that you saw in this run. Thank you a lot for the BSG to having showed this game for the third time, if I'm right. Yeah, the third time.
Yeah, I did it. We raced, and now this.
Yeah, and you also did it on an annual, if I'm right. You did.
Yeah,
You did
19.
yeah, with another categories. So thank you a lot, Satanic Nerd, for all of the information you carry on of the stuff, all of the works you did on this runs. So well, that's all for us. So thank you. It's up to you.
Thank you so much for that awesome AEtienne and for that amazing commentary, Satanic Nerd. Very detailed. Thank you very, very much. Next run is coming up by Aishma, Onimusha, Warlords, 80% Ultimate. So yeah, be sure to stick around. Maybe the guitar is coming, who knows? Some sunglasses, some epic memes. We will see about that. So we'll be right back after the intermission.